Hey y'all, I'm Tess Holliday, and welcome to my slumber party. Each week, I'm going to introduce you to folks who are making the world a better place. So put on your pajamas, grab a snack, and let's change the world from our bedroom. Hey y'all, welcome to my slumber party. I am so excited to be hanging out with you today, and I am hanging out with I shouldn't even tell you this, one of my favorite people, probably Nico.
Thanks. Yeah,
Hi,
this is
Nico.
awesome. Thank you for having me on. This is cool.
Thanks for being so professional in the beginning.
Why? No, this is awesome. I love all the candies and everything, and you brought me stuff you wanted, like stuff you know I like.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Listen, I'm a kiss ass. For those of you listening, Nico Hurtado is a world-renowned tattoo artist. He's tattooed my entire right arm, which we will talk about in a minute. I had to say this. He's a tattoo legend. And
My friends tell me, it's funny, I have friends that have been tattooing longer than me, and whenever I say you're a legend, they get so pissed. They're like, that means I'm like a has-been.
Really?
I'm like, oh, dude, that's fucked up. So that's
if
okay.
if the
tattoo
shoe fits. Nico's a tattoo legend, owner of Black Anchor Collective, and has like 69 other successful businesses. And I know people are going to be really excited to have you as a guest today, because sometimes I feel like no one actually gives a shit about me. They just care about the portraits on my arm.
Get out of here.
So hi.
Your portraits are cool. They look good. They've aged well. They fit you well.
Are you saying
cool.
I'm old?
No, I'm just saying that they're living well in your skin. I don't know.
They have aged well. I was going to mention that later, but we're talking about it now. But yeah, I mean, I've known you now. I tried to do the math. I don't remember, like 9 years, because I've lived in LA for 11.
No, the first one's older than that.
Is it?
It has to be like 12.
It's not 12.
I promise you, it's like 12 years.
I wish I was in your life for 12 years.
I promise it's like 11, 12, because I did it at Ignition.
You and I, listen.
And I've owned my shop since 2009.
I love fighting with you. It's one of my favorite things. So we can fight.
You know I'm right.
No. You're so
That's
annoying.
How old is it? How old is it?
It's old. I found Nico because the guy I was seeing at the time, early in your career. I mean, I wouldn't say early. You've been doing this a long time.
No, it was probably, it feels 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was early. Yeah. Okay.
No, even 10 years ago, I was tattooing like 8 years, something like that, 9 years.
But yeah, the guy I was seeing had a Charlie Chaplin tattoo, which still looks dope to this day, because he's the father of my child. So I see him all the time. But I never wanted portraits. And then I saw it and I was like, I want to get a tattoo by this person. And then I met Nico and fell in love. And now here we are.
Yep. It's been a long-lasting love.
It has. So because it's a slumber party, I asked you to show up in your pajamas.
Yeah.
And what did you tell me?
Well, normally I sleep naked. You know what I mean? No, I'm just in underwear. So like that's just how I sleep the most comfortable. But Jägermeister sent me this because I'd worked with him. So totally plugging them right now. You know what I mean? So,
I want free Jägermeister.
I feel like, on Wayne's World when he's like, some people just like sell out and like I'm just totally covered in it. But no, it's awesome. Like I wore it once for Christmas and I was like, I'm going to wear this thing.
You look super comfy.
It's funny.
My pajamas, for those that are watching on YouTube, I had another part of my outfit and then of course I forgot it. I'm just wearing some pink furry thing. I feel like a fat piece of bubble gum in a hot way, but
you look good. It looks like comfortable. The material.
I'm so comfortable. Like I feel so comfy. And our snacks today, I know Nico very well. So I knew that it was going to be some kind of energy drink. I didn't know that you loved Oreos. So now I like you even more.
Yeah, I love Oreos. Those are my favorite. That's like my one go-to thing.
Oreos are so good.
Yeah.
Have you tried all the weird Oreos?
I've tried a lot of them, yeah. But still, the original are my favorite.
The OG are the best.
Yeah.
And vegan.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not vegan.
Yeah.
And then the energy drinks, I got Bang ones. I'm not sponsored. They can send me some. That'd be dope. But I've never tried them before. But I was watching a TikTok where people film themselves before a Bang and after they drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Well, they're saying that there's like this one cotton candy flavor that's like crack that like makes you crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that shit's strong, dude. I need to stop drinking them.
Well, the flavor I picked out was Strawberry Kiss because I thought that it was really cute.
Yeah.
That's as far as
I like
it went.
it. I mean, it's
delicious.
not bad.
I'm not mad at it. My joke originally, I was going to pick beef jerky for our snack because I was like, maybe he's like super into working out right now and we're just going to be shut.
No, I'll eat everything here. But even then, man, like when I work out, I mean, I'm just like, I eat whatever. I try not to go crazy, but like, you know, I try not to like be too crazy. I mean, I'm a thick guy. I don't want to like, I don't really care, you know?
Listen, that's why we love you, the thickness. And
that's what they say.
I am having such a hard time like juggling work and being a parent right now.
Yeah.
I was literally driving here thinking about how excited I am to see you because I haven't seen you in so long. And then I was thinking like, fuck, I've seen Bowie like for a couple of hours the past few days.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah, it's hard.
So how do you, I mean, this is just discussing, but also like, how are you doing right now with all of it? Because
yeah,
it's
good.
Like,
my life is a lot more slower now than it's ever been. So now I have a lot of stuff going on. And a lot of stuff I'm building. I guess I'm rebuilding right now. But before I was just going and I was going so fast and doing so much and moving so much and always gone that I wasn't really enjoying the life of being home and everything that I've built. Yeah. So coronavirus came in and halted me on purpose. You know, just halted everyone. Yeah. And so that slowed me down enough to like really start enjoying life. And so I've kind of been enjoying all that stuff I've worked for so long and started rebuilding, you know, and to the next time, you know.
I definitely relate very similarly. It's weird to have like a space and a house that I love. I haven't had like a home that I was like happy and felt safe and like loved in probably over a decade. So like I'm stoked to be home, to be with my kids. But I think for me, because I am a single mom right now and like, you know, I don't have any help because of COVID.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah,
it's
I'm drowning a little bit, but I also feel immense gratitude because I know that, you know, I am grateful to be working a lot. And I know that for some people, that's not the case.
For sure.
So I'm definitely not complaining too much. Good. I got blackout drunk on Friday.
Okay.
I haven't.
Are you hungover still?
Yesterday, I felt like
I'm sure.
Absolute shit.
What'd you drink?
So this is the thing. I had a work Zoom party. Okay. Like I hosted an event for a brand.
Okay.
And I know you work with a ton of brands. Brands, like usually if you're working for a brand, depending on who it is, you're going to be like super professional, right? Yeah. You're going to get the job done. You're going to make sure they're happy. This brand in particular was like on this Zoom. It was a party with like 20 of my friends. Yeah. They were like, we're going to get trashed.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was their objective.
That's badass.
It was great.
Yeah, because a lot of people are doing that, getting trashed on Zoom. For sure.
It was, well, I ended up like, you know, I upset two of my friends by like drunk, stupid, like just
talking.
You know me. I put my foot in my mouth a lot.
That's everybody when they drink, though. That's just part of drinking. You know, part of drinking is the regret the next day. You know, that's kind of, especially if you're getting blacked out drunk, you definitely got to apologize to somebody.
I've apologized to both people. And there were actual like videos and photos taken of me that I do not recall. Yeah. So I'm not going to be drinking for a while. Yeah. But when's the last time you got blackout drunk?
Man, probably Vegas with Joanne. And I acted like an animal. Like, dude, that's the thing is like, I used to, so being a tattooer, you know, we would rage, man. I'd go to conventions and I'd party. And
all around the world.
All my friends, we'd rage so hard. And like, it was awesome, man. I had the best times of my life. And over the last few years, you know, I noticed that things were changing. A lot of like, more drugs were becoming like part of the scene. Yeah. And I'm not a drug person, so I just wasn't cool with that. I mean, I don't care what people do, but you know, it wasn't for me.
It's not for you.
And so then, you know, I started getting blacked out drunk like that. And I would have bad situations and I would feel guilty. And I'd make mistakes. So I chose to really pull back on drinking. So you want to know really why I stopped drinking? So when I first started tattooing I was about 25 years old and I started like blowing up. And it's like 15 years ago. And I had a tattooer that I looked up to a lot tell me, hey man, everybody's watching you. Like you should probably watch what you do. And I was like, fuck that, I don't care. You know, I was acting like a fool. Well, then I watched people that looked up to me kind of, as I started getting older, kind of live that same life. And I didn't feel that proud. And I realized, and I had someone actually tell me like, oh, dude, and someone really amazing. Like he's like a really amazing artist. And he was like, oh, this is kind of why I look up to you. And I'm kind of doing the same thing. And I figured, man, I got to be a better role model and I got to be better with my community. And so that really forced me into a place of like, people are watching and I do need to pay attention to how I act and who I am and how I, show myself. So now I'm a lot more conscious about that. So I don't drink at conventions. I don't drink I just don't do that.
Literally you saying that, there is a question later in my questions that I talk about integrity because I know how important it is to you. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that in a bit. But everything you just said just reminded me why I love you. And to sum it up, I am not going to be drinking for such a long time. Nico clearly is over here being the responsible tattoo angel we need.
No, not even that, dude. I mean, I'll have a drink and like just say I go to Vegas. Like I'm gonna go out and have fun. But
all right, well, when are we going to Vegas?
Do it like that. Whenever.
All right,
let's go rage.
All right. Well, listen, we're gonna stop at the Del Taco in Barstow on the way.
That's the best right there.
I am really excited to be sitting down with you because I've been on your podcast before. You've been tattooing me for 10 years, even though you say 12, it's not.
No, you know what? I'm thinking about your ex, that I did that over there at Ignition. I did yours. You're right.
You did mine at your new shop in well, you're not your new, but you did it at Black Anchor Collective in Hesperia.
Yeah, in Hesperia, the first one, yeah.
In your old room that was upstairs.
Yes.
So I'm going to jump into the questions. I have always gotten a ton of questions about you, mostly people sliding in my DMs just wanting to, talk about like where my ideas came from, like how I know you. Most women talk about how hot you are.
Oh, yeah.
Which is annoying. They do, actually.
Get out of here.
They're always like, Nico is so cute.
You're so crazy.
And even though I feel like I know a ton about you, and there's always more to learn. Mm-hmm. So you grew up in a small town in the desert in California.
Well, I mean, my parents and me, till I was about 12, grew up in the San Fernando Valley here in Pacoima. Then they got divorced, moved up there, and then I went to high school up there and part of junior high. So I've been up there forever.
See, so I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's where you lived. I mean, I've been there, spent time there, never lived there.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's probably not the easiest to like make a name for yourself.
I mean, it is and it isn't, right? Like with the internet, you can make a name anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
but you did it before the internet,
I would say MySpace was a big contributor, man.
Really?
For sure.
Wow.
For sure. Like I'm probably like the first generation of like the internet like popularity, because I started tattooing before MySpace. It was before tattoo TV shows, and then that's how I ended up like. That's how people started finding me, was through MySpace. So then I got a show called Tattoo Wars that hit me up, and then I got Cat's show, High Voltage, LA Inc. That Cat had hit me up, and so all that stuff came from them seeing me through the internet. So the internet was like the biggest contributor to just where it's taken me, and now it's like Instagram and all these other things. But yeah, it's just a different game. It just keeps changing and changing,
So what made you want, I know you get asked this a lot, but I want to know because I actually don't know, but you've been tattooing since a pretty young age. What made you want to tattoo? Because you're an incredible artist. Like everyone that follows you or knows who you are, like your tattoos are great, but like your art's stupid.
Oh, thanks.
I still want you to paint me.
We still got to paint you. Yeah.
Listen,
for sure.
I'll take my top off for you to paint me.
No, yeah, we can paint you. I'm down. I mean, we're going to do it. We've been talking about it forever.
We have to.
I just haven't been painting that much. Actually, I've been feeling a lot more like I'm ready again. But I go through spurts of like feeling like it, But basically, what'd you ask me again?
How you got started tattooing.
So one of my friends that I went to high school with, we did art together, and he opened a tattoo shop. And that was always his dream. And I wanted a tattoo as well, but it wasn't like as much as he did. So he had offered to teach me how to tattoo. And then I really feel like tattooing kind of chose me to do it, because it wasn't like I fought to do it. It was like I went in to say hello, to congratulate a friend that opened a studio and he accomplished his dream.
How old were you?
I was probably like 21. And so I was working construction. I wasn't even doing art anymore. Like I did art in high school, but I wasn't doing art no more. And he was just like, hey, you should learn how to tattoo. And I was like, yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. And then from that day, it just changed my life. And as an apprentice, I was booked out weeks already. So I've just always been busy.
Wait, you were booked out weeks as an apprentice?
Yeah, that I had to start charging.
What?
Dude, I used to get in trouble because people used to call their shop and be like, hey, I want to get tattooed by the artist Nico. I know he's the only artist there. And they'd be like, he ain't even an artist. He's an apprentice. And they'd be fucking pissed. I mean, my work wasn't any good, and I'm super grateful for what they did for me and everything he did, and yeah, but it was just crazy.
So I feel like the whole point of my podcast, like when the only requirement really that I have for my guests is that they have to actively be doing something to make the world a better place. Yeah. And it has been way more challenging, like finding, like I thought, well, I know a ton of cool people and like there's a ton of people making the world a better place, but it's harder when you like try to like book people on a podcast that can like actually articulate like how badass what they're doing, what they do is. So I feel like for some people, it might be like a stretch to have a tattooer as my guest, but like you do all kinds of things that make people feel better about their body. Is there like a particular story that sticks out with you of like someone that, like for me, example, I hated my arms. I wouldn't even show my arms, and you tattooing my arms and like putting all of these dope portraits on it made me never want to have clothes on.
You know what the coolest thing to me is, and I appreciate that because that's like I've seen that a lot. I've tattooed guys because I'm a nerd, man. I like movie stuff and all this stuff, right? And I do nerdy tattoos, and so I've tattooed guys that like want like Batman leg sleeves, right? So like I've done it and I've watched their life change and like a confidence grows in them because that becomes a part of them and it works nice on them. So they get attention when they weren't really getting that attention before. And so their whole life changes. Like I watch them become more confident and they're part of this subculture and they just go to conventions and they find a girlfriend and dude, everything changes.
Wait, really?
I swear.
I didn't even think about that, but you're right. I mean, I met you early in my modeling career and I wore cardigans. I never showed my arms. And like now, I mean, I don't really like getting stopped a ton for my tattoos, mostly because everyone thinks Dolly Parton's my grandma. And so I just let people think that
that's awesome.
It's my grandma.
Say, yeah, it is.
You
got to get Dolly Parton on here.
I mean,
That'd be sick.
And Nico, I would cry. I would throw up and probably shit at the same.
That'd be sick. She's awesome.
She's so dope. Yeah. And, she's covered in tattoos too.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
I mean, God, a queen. But yeah, no, I mean, it has transformed me, but I know for so many others, but I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's helped people out and stuff, but yeah.
It's helped people out and stuff. So what was it like when you were trying to start up? Did you face like any challenges or stuff that made you feel like,
yeah, of course. I mean, that's life, right? Yeah. Like there's always challenges in front of you and there's always people like we were talking about saying no, or people saying you can't do that or you're not that or, and it's just those kinds of people, in my opinion, and every time I've come across, like I've had people do crazy stuff to me. I had people, one time a dude sent me bullets in the mail and it was like from dude. And it was like from a fake, and I had to get like the post, like some kind of like agent that's at the post office involved, and they had to like find out who did it, and they did all this stuff. And I've just had people threaten me. I've had clients try to fight me for canceling appointments. Like people talk shit to you when you're going to open a shop or like start new businesses, try to threaten you. But the truth is, fuck them, and fuck that. And I just think you just got to do you know what I mean? And if you're doing good and you're a good person, you'll and do your best, you'll be successful. You just can't give up. Fear is your worst enemy. So like a lot of times that's what people try to do to you. They make you scared, or like even yourself, like you try to be scared. Mm-hmm. You say, I'm scared of this, or what if this and what if that? Yeah. And it's like, you just can't care about that stuff and you got to jump in the fire. And then if it is wrong and something bad happens, then you roll with the punches, but you don't let it knock you down. You don't let it knock you out, and you just do better the next time around, So yeah, it's always hard, but it's a constant growth and just doing your best, man.
So as you get better and better and you're making a name for yourself in the community, and you've achieved international fame, how did your life change? And I don't even know if I want to answer that question because you're so fucking humble. You're going to be like, oh, it hasn't changed.
No, it has changed. I mean, my life, I went from a dork kid that's overlooked, my whole life to somebody that people pay attention to. And you go through all kinds, you go through all kinds of different things, you grow up and, you find different situations. I would say like, it's good and bad. You know, in the beginning, you like get lost in all this idea of popularity and people wanting to be a part of you. But then you realize the reason people want to be a part of you, the reason people want from you is totally selfish and people really don't care. So like I keep my circle really small, you know, I keep myself really like private and, you know, I just the same way, man. I've just learned to like really stay away from most people. And the only reason I even start my own businesses is because I don't want to really do business with a lot of people I know because they tend just to not work out.
I mean, that just leads into a whole other part, which earlier you were talking about. You didn't say the word integrity, but that's essentially what it was. And when I was writing my questions of stuff that I wanted to ask you, because like, you know, you and I will talk for, when you do a tattoo, I know that I'm going to be with you for at least 13 hours.
Yeah. Because it's a full day.
There's the time that you're going to like sketch it out. And then you and I are going to like talk and then we're going to eat and take breaks. And like,
it's an experience.
It's a whole thing. And I love it.
I mean, it's a lot.
I mean,
it's a lot, you know? And everybody goes through it. I know what it is. I mean, I'm a freak like that.
No, but I mean, it's your process. But, you know, there's so many, I forgot where my thought was going with that, but there's so many people in the industry that are like, I've been tattooed by a ton of people around the world. There is something special about you because as long as I have known you, you take a lot of pride in constantly raising the bar, bettering yourself. And I've seen, you know, you've grown up a lot in the time that I've known you. Thanks. And I just want to know for you, what does it take for you to maintain an integrity in an industry that really encourages you to do the opposite?
No, I mean, I want to, like the animalistic instinct wants to be like an animal and live my life and be completely selfish and all these things, you know, but then, you know, I think about who I want to be. And trust me, like I struggle with everything. I struggle with, you know, everything you struggle with and everything everyone else struggles with. But I make decisions to better myself and try to like, you know, I never read books. So I started reading books, you know, and
what's your favorite? Are you reading something now or what's one that you've read lately that's good?
The last one I read was, I think it was like strategies, tactics, and...
oh yeah, I forget. You're like a little business nerd.
No, I mean, yeah, I am a business nerd. I just want to know how to be a better person and perform better for the people around me. So the goal is to be the best leader I can be and lead by example. Like a lot of people lead by authority and try to tell people, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this. Yeah. But then they do the complete opposite. So if I'm telling people, hey, dude, this is how you get better, or this is how you provide better for your clients, or this is how you get further in your career, and I'm doing the complete opposite, no one's going to respect me. No one's going to, you know, do what they're supposed to do. So I say, I'll do what I need to do. And if they ask questions, I'll give them the answers that I have that I don't know. So I'm just trying to do my best for my team. You know, I have a team that works with me and I have other things I'm doing. And if I'm a mess, dude, everything's going to fall apart. Yeah. You know, and I'm not looking to have it fall apart. So with every level in life, you have to sacrifice. This is what I think. So for me to go to the next level, like, so when I got the LA shop, it was about the time that I decided to stop drinking and not party as much. So I noticed that fell into my hands. Like as soon as I made that decision,
that's the universe, came.
Yeah. And so you have to, there's things we don't want to sacrifice. Like it's in our face and it's like the hardest thing to sacrifice. But once you do it, the world like almost rewards you for it.
I mean, kind of what you're describing is how I felt when I left my marriage because I
even told you that.
Funny story. I was on Nico's podcast and, you know, this was, I think right before I left, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was starting one and then we just,
it's fine. You're going to do it again and then I'm going to come back.
Yeah, we're starting a new one. Yeah,
you're going to kill it.
So it's cool. Yeah.
You're also just so great. You're easy to talk to. So, and you know, all that stuff. So I was at Nico's shop doing his podcast. I knew most of the people in your shop because, I mean, I've been to the LA shop a few times. Suspiria.
Yeah, for sure.
I know the people. And so, except there was one tattooer that I didn't know there, which I'll tie a ribbon on the story in a minute. So we're doing the podcast and it was a few months before I left my marriage and I was so miserable, but I was still at the point where I thought that I was faking it.
What do you? Oh,
well, like, because I was so unhappy.
For sure.
I thought that I was like fooling everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you realize you're not. And I don't remember exactly what you
But
said.
I don't even think it was realizing you weren't happy.
Yeah.
It was just we could read the guy. You know what I mean? Like everybody read through the guy, you know? And
you had a baby intervention on me that day though. Do you remember?
No.
You had a baby intervention during the podcast, and then you basically were like,
"Oh yeah, after.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You need to," and you basically were like, "I'm worried about you." And then
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, dude. There was one point, and I don't know if we told you this, but like me, my brother, my cousin, and one of the guys at the shop was like, "Dude, we want to take this dude out back and whip his ass, dude." At the shop in the desert, you know, I was like, "Dude, this guy needs to be taught a lesson. He's a dick."
I remember you telling me that after I left. You were like, but
I'm sorry to even say that. I don't know if that's wrong.
Care. I guess what I'm saying is I didn't, you don't realize what is out there sometimes when you're just in like the thick of these situations that are taking so much energy. And I remember like there were so many opportunities early in my career where I'm like, I should have done that. I could have done that.
Yeah.
And then you realize like I didn't have the emotional energy or space to do it. And when I removed the toxic shit in my life, like my life has been so good the past year and a half.
Oh yeah.
Like it's been stupid.
Yeah, it changes. Yeah, completely, you know? Yeah.
But I also think that that's just because we have the capacity for greater things now that we're not being sidetracked with bullshit.
For sure.
I completely
I'm happy for you. I'm super
that.
stoked that you know, your life, I've seen it too, completely changed from then to now. So to me, it's exciting, and it's like another, like, it's just showing you that it does happen that way, you know?
Damn, I'm trying not to cry right now, but I didn't even put a lot of makeup on, but I'll be fine. You've seen me cry before. Even if it happens, it's just going to happen.
Don't cry. You're good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too. To a more lighthearted question, is there anyone that you have tattooed that when you found out that you were tattooing them, you freaked out?
I don't know. I mean,
I know you're always cool.
No, it's not even, humble, I don't even think it's humble or cool.
There has to be somebody, Nico.
No, I mean, tattooing The Rock, tattooing Diddy, I mean, Drake at those times for sure. Like I was excited, and it's exciting, you know? Like it's like, wow, man, I'm going to get to tattoo these people. You know, actually recently, and I don't know why this is, but I've had people hit me up that are musicians or celebrities, and I really haven't went out of the way to do it, you know? And it's not about like not wanting to do it. It's just, I want to provide my very best for everybody. And my goal is to create the best art I can. And in certain situations I can't, because I'm not in control of the environment. So like if I'm somewhere with somebody or have to go to their house or whatever, it's just not the best environment to create my art. Because you can't
have like your setup and like you can't do everything how you want to do it.
It's not even only that. It's like I'm on their time.
Gotcha.
It's, you know, I want to do it on my time. I'm an artist just like these other people. And like you come in for 13 hours, it's really not about, like the design is a process, right? The tattoo's a process. But there's also a process of like finding my center and being excited. And as soon as I get that excitement is when we start.
Yeah.
So I know that once that happens, I'm going to give you my best. Like I'm ready. But it's almost like this like meditation process, this mindset that has to come into play, because I am creating something on somebody that's forever and permanent, that it's just not like, oh, you're coming in for a tattoo, cool, I'm going to knock this out, give me your money, see you later. It's like, no, dude, like you're getting a piece of my heart, a piece of my soul, some love, and then you leave with it.
Yeah.
And I've given you 100%, and I don't have anything else. Even if my best isn't that day, I've given you my best for that day.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean, but I've seen you, I've spent a lot of time with you, but watching you tattoo is really cool, even though I clown on you about how slow you are. But but I also see it in your eyes. I also see like sometimes when you're really concentrating, and like there will be points where we talk and you like rap, so you'll put some rap, or you like cheesy movies, you'll put like a stupid cheesy movie on, and you'll get in the zone. But there's moments where you like, I feel like that would be hard to do in certain environments, especially when you're not able to like,
But it's all different, right? Like when I was tattooing you, I was probably listening to a lot of rap at the time, but like lately I've been listening to like 60s. Like 60s and 70s.
You wait until I send you a playlist after this.
I'm not even joking.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, times change and inspiration changes and things change.
I was listening to much different music pre-divorce than I do now.
What were you listening to?
I was listening to a lot of rap, a lot of hip hop, a little bit of metal, stuff like that. Now, I'm listening to a lot of 60s and 70s. I'm listening to a lot of 60s country.
Okay.
Like just like old, like Waylon Jennings
Willie
and
Nelson, Johnny Cash.
Yeah, just like a
bunch of.
That's
awesome, dude.
Yeah, and then a lot of Leon Bridges.
That's cool. I don't know. I've never listened.
You what?
But I've been listening to Dolly Parton, which is awesome.
Do you have a favorite Dolly song?
No, I just play a shuffle radio, and just play it. But
it's just easy to listen to. I'm chiller now, so I feel like what I'm listening to and the activities that I'm partaking in are much like chiller.
Yeah, for sure.
You're the kind of person that, like, I've seen how you work with people in your shop. Like other tattooers have like popped in to like, you guys always hype each other. It's a cool environment, but. For you, what advice do you have for maybe like young kids, or any age really, that is wanting to tattoo that maybe isn't sure? Because like one of my friends, for example, is really wanting to tattoo right now, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if that's your path, but it's also not my place to say it.
Yeah, it might be their path. I don't really know. Do they draw a lot?
No.
That's the problem. You know what I mean? I think that you have to draw and you have to be motivated for that. Like a lot of people think like think about it. If you can't even draw a heart, but you want to tattoo a heart, dude, it's permanent. That's insane. That's an insane thought. You got to crawl before you walk, And so I think so when anybody comes to me and asks me, hey, I want to apprentice under you, because I get people that ask me all the time.
A ton of DMs.
Yeah, so I say, do me a favor, buy a sketchbook. Fill the sketchbook up. If you fill this with anything, dude, you could write in it, you can sketch in it, just even if the drawings are horrible, it needs to be filled up. Bring it to me, and once you fill that up and bring it to me, then we can talk. Because that shows that you're serious, that you're going to go through everything. Because I know that it's super hard to fill a full sketchbook up. I got so many sketchbooks where they're like 3/4 filled, and then I go on to the next one. It's just hard to finish it, and that's the first test. And if you can't do it, then no, you're not going to get any attention from me like that.
How many people have made it through?
One person, my brother. And he did it.
It's so weird that you said that, because when you were talking about this, I was thinking of your brother. His brother, Matt Hurtado, is an incredible tattooer as well.
And he's a badass painter.
And I still want to buy. He does these little, he does all kinds of stuff. But when he first started doing it, he was doing these cool, little Lego guys. But,
he still does them.
But, paints them. He's so talented.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But when you said that, for some reason, your brother popped in my head, and I was thinking of the evolution of your brother's career and where he is now versus when he started. And that's crazy that he was the only person that's done that.
Well, yeah, it's perseverance.
Yeah.
It's hard work and persistence. You have to have persistence for anything. And if you give up, you're not really dedicated.
Yeah.
You got to be dedicated. And he's dedicated.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
What is a piece of advice that you were given early on in your career that you still stick with?
Don't fuck up. No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up.
No, it really was though. But no, I don't really know. Advice when I was young I don't think it really came by much.
Okay, so a piece of advice I was given when I was still working at the dental office. Obviously I knew you at this time because I think I had Miss Piggy and Mae West are by you by the time.
Yeah.
But I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to try to model full time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if people will take me seriously. And, a client of mine who ran this corset company, I talk about him often. He told me there's two kinds of people in the world, people that love money and people that love people. And I've told you this, and you're like, well, I don't really agree with that. We've disagreed about this. But no, he said, you have to choose what kind of person you are. Are you a person that loves people? Or are you a person that loves money? Basically, what is your reasoning for wanting to do this? And I was very money motivated because I'm like, well, if I have money, I can do this and I can do this. And then you realize money comes and goes. And why I do this is because I actually give a shit about people and about making the world a better place. So that was my advice.
That's awesome.
But yours was just don't fuck up.
No, I don't really know. I think I'm part of both. I want to now in my mind, now that I'm going to be 40 next month, I want to just do it and see how far I can take it.
For sure.
I want to see how much money I can make. I want to see how much, people are like, oh, it's greedy or whatever. But it's to me, it's not even about that. It's about, dude, let's fucking push this boundary. Let's make decisions and choices and gamble a little bit, and let's see what happens, you know? And so that's where I'm at with that. And with art, you know, I think it's all together. So like the more money I have, the more I can focus on my personal art stuff. So
I was my last question before we jumped into some fun questions that I had, but I was going to talk about what keeps you hungry for tattooing, but I feel like you kind of answered that, was pushing limits and seeing like how far.
I mean, tattooing is like, you know, I love it. And so what keeps me motivated is like, I mean, honestly, if you want to hear what my motivation is that a lot of people, it's funny because we all complain, right? Like you're doing something pretty cool right now and you have a bunch of cool stuff going on. So people like in our world that have cool shit going on fucking complain all the time. They're like, oh man, this is wrong, or this is the problem, or I'm tired, or whatever. But then you have somebody that's a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
That goes to their job every day, works in and out, and they're going to work till they retire, or maybe they'll never be able to retire. But they have to do it.
Yeah.
So I just think, dude, like, I have to stay excited. Like, I have a great life. And when I start hearing that voice in my head of, like, complaining, I'm like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Like, what am I complaining about?
But you do that with me. I can't tell you how many times we've been hanging out, or you've been tattooing me over the years, and I'm like, oh, but I'm doing this, and you will literally like, I'm rolling my eyes. My eyes are closed to keep from rolling now. But you will literally always be like, oh no, man, but that's cool, or like, I'm proud of you, or like, that's dope. You're always trying to like, you know, flip it to something positive. And before, I'm much more positive now than I was.
That's good.
But
it's easy to be negative.
It is, but it takes a lot of work to find the positivity in stuff, especially. Yeah.
I just think when you get negative is because you're focusing on things that aren't the realities. Like we're looking at other things that are so much bigger, so much grander, and then you're taking for granted what you have. And so when you really think about stuff like, dude, you're literally on a podcast and people care about what you say, and they're listening and hanging on every word you say, and they fucking love you for that. Like, dude, that's such a blessing. And it's so crazy because sometimes you reach people that you'll never meet. Like, you're so unobtainable, but you're touching their life. And dude, that's such a beautiful thing. And you have to really be thankful for that, because a lot of people don't have that opportunity. And, you know, they do. They just don't believe in themselves in that way. When anyone can have this, anyone can do it. It's the truth. They're like,
I mean, it really is. The amount of people that I know ask both of us, like, how did you do it? And my answer is always like, I just did it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I saw at the time no one doing it. So I was like, why can't I be that person?
For sure.
So yeah, you're right.
Usually it's me meeting somebody that's done it, and I'm like, I could do it.
Wait, what's your astrological sign again?
I'm a Pisces.
Yeah. Explains it.
I'm a crazy person. I live in a dream. I'm a dreamer.
Okay, so we're wrapping it up. So some of my fans sent in some questions for you.
Okay.
So we're gonna do some fan questions.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna make you buy me food.
Okay,
after.
let's do it. So, let's do it. It better be something good. I'm hungry.
Okay, so Daniel Callie wants to know what your best tips for tattoo maintenance care are.
Tattoo maintenance care?
Like after you've gotten a tattoo. Okay.
Don't ever go in the sun again in your life.
I put sunscreen on every single day.
I mean, put sunscreen on, you know, put lotion on, and just that's it, you know, just maintain it.
At Eleni0602, oh, well, I mean, this is kind of, I'm going to ask it, but then I might rephrase it. So they wanted to know what the best placement on someone plus size is, because they want their hip tattooed and they feel like they can't. So,
I mean, you can do it. I mean, it just depends, you know, you could do it on your hip. I mean, I've done tattoos on all kinds of bodies. Every body you can think of, I've done a tattoo on, you know, and I've seen them done, you know, so do whatever you want. Don't ever think about what's good. Just do what you like, what you feel. Yeah.
Just do it.
Nike's the best slogan, man. Just do it, man.
Mrs. Skimmy Cakes, does the quality or brand of the ink matter?
Of course.
I wonder why this person's asking this. Do they have like random ink that they're just like,
of course. If you use a good brand of ink, but there's many good brands, you know.
At Groovalicious, what colors stand up the best to aging? Does that just depend
black's going to age the best. Like black and gray is going to age the best out of anything. I mean, color, like oranges bleach out in the sun if you're in the sun a lot. You know, blues will stay there. It's like the value scale, right? Anything dark, like black is the darkest value. So over time, it lightens to like a gray. So everything kind of moves up. So if it's like light flesh tones, it's gonna kind of move up. If it's oranges, it's gonna move up. Like
I actually didn't even know that this was a thing.
Yeah, so like it just loses pigment. Like your body dissipates it throughout your lifetime, and it just gets lighter. You know?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You say it so casual, and then my brain just exploded over here.
No, like I mean, tattoos lighten. That's why old tattoos look the way they do. They spread, and that's why they're meant to be done a certain way, because they're made to hold up, and yeah, I mean, tattoos just get lighter over time. It's just the way it is.
All right, are you ready to play a game?
Yeah, let's play the game.
Okay, well, let's play the game. Yeah. Have you ever been to a slumber party? Do guys have slumber parties?
I don't even remember. I mean, yeah, I guess not slumber parties, but I mean, you stay over your friend's house, I mean, I don't really remember though. I mean, that's so long ago. I'm old, man. I'm like 40 next month, so that's like forever ago.
Wait, are we going to Vegas for your birthday?
Hell no. I ain't going nowhere. I haven't been anywhere, man.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I haven't done anything.
Okay, so we're going to play a game. The game that we are going to play, which this game always stresses me out, but because it's you, I don't feel stressed out. We're going to play two truths and a lie.
Okay, 2 truths and a lie.
So you're going to start. I'm not starting.
Yeah, you're already nervous. You don't even know what your questions are. I caught you out. You're so not ready. You're so not ready.
I'm not prepared.
All right, 2 truths and a lie. I don't even know.
Great.
Okay, so when I was 16, I tattooed a orange. Okay. When I was 8 years old, I met Joanne. One time I got pantsed in a tattoo shop with everything out.
I'm actually going to say that the last one's a lie.
No, that's true.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay.
So the first shop I worked at, it's a horrible story, but I'm going to share it with you because it's so embarrassing.
Okay.
So the first shop I worked at, one of the guy's cousins was just kind of like, always around. And I did a tattoo and I went to cash the client out. And so let's imagine this desk just taller, full open on the bottom, like you could see through it, everything in the cash register's there. So I'm like putting the money in the cash register and it's like a late Saturday night. And this dude rolls around while my client's my client's paying me out, pantses me everything out, dude. Everything. And I was like, oh my God. So like, it was the most embarrassing thing ever.
What did your client do?
Nothing. I just said, take a hard look. Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. No, I pulled my pants up and, but I was so embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like, it was horrifying. But yeah, that was true. And that shit sucked.
I honestly, because of how you hesitated saying it, I just assumed that you were lying. So
it was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, what's so outrageous that's happened to me that I could say that you wouldn't believe?
Why?
You didn't say which one was the truth or which one was a lie, though. You still haven't gotten it.
Oh, the lie. I think that the lie is meeting Joanne when you were 8.
Yeah, that was a lie. Okay, yeah, you got it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so mine. I went to high school in an old Walmart building. I have made out with a really famous celebrity in a club in Hollywood. And I have a really high IQ.
The last one's a lie.
You fucking asshole.
You don't even know what your IQ is for sure.
First of all, my IQ is at least 69. No, just kidding.
Damn, I'm a dick. Huh?
It's because you know me.
Oh my God. I could just tell you're lying.
Never interview your friends, man.
You could tell because your mind was searching as you were saying the stories.
Well, I was searching for making out with a hot celebrity.
Who was that?
Can't tell. I can't say.
Why?
I just don't want his wife to get mad because
man, he's married?
First of all,
wow.
I didn't know this person and I didn't know that the person was married. And this was like 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I had just started dating my ex at the time, who actually he doesn't even know, but he sucks. So
it
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, after I found out who it was when the lights came up, when the club closed, and my friend told me, I felt bad. But I mean, also I'll tell you after.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I want to know. I'm going to tell everybody.
Thanks for being a good sport. So last but not least, before we go, I have a question that I ask every guest.
Okay.
And I end it this way. And I want to know, Nico, how did you show yourself love today?
I slept in.
You slept in? What time? What is sleeping in? What time does that mean to you?
I woke up at like 9. I worked out with Joanne last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Like, because I haven't been working out and we never work out together. And I have a small little gym in my garage. And I was like, let's work out. And she was like, all right. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't want to work out.
You thought
but
she was
we went out
say
there
no.
and we kicked our ass.
Good.
And it was awesome. And it was actually really nice to work out with her. So I told her we should start doing this. And yeah, I was going to get up and work out before I came on here. So I was like way more like peppy. But
it's
I
okay.
didn't.
You have a bang for that.
I didn't even drink any of it.
You didn't.
Nuh-uh.
That's why I'm pumped.
Yeah,
and
you're
ready
like
to
fucking
go.
ready to fly. Dang.
I've had a decent amount of it. Now I know why you like it.
That shit makes it's like cocaine.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Neither would I.
So we have talked about a lot today. We've talked about how important it is, regardless of your career, to maintain integrity, to really check your intentions and why you want to do something, and also not to take no for an answer. I mean, if you can be one of the greatest at what you do, and I can be the shape of a dumpling and be a successful model, look at your
Get out of
face.
here. Get out of here.
Then no, I just feel like, we all have to get out of our own way.
For sure.
And, you're proof of that. And also your attitude means everything when you're doing something. And even though things can get tough, like just counting our blessings and being grateful is going to get you a lot further than, looking at all of the reasons why you can't do something.
I love when people tell me no.
Same, so do I.
Yeah, and I love when people tell me you can't, and it's like they put fuel on the fire.
Yeah. I actually get a little turned on when people tell me no, so I have to watch that one with me. But this was the first podcast that I didn't talk about anything remotely sexual, so I'm proud of myself.
Good. Yeah, that's good, you little freak.
It's because I'm afraid of your wife.
No, she's awesome. She loves you.
She is. She's great. I love her so much. But yeah, thank you so much for being my guest and for hanging out with me.
Yeah, thank you. This is awesome.
And I'm going to make you tattoo me again after this.
Let's do it.
Thank you to everyone at home and at your own slumber party tuning in. And remember, if you are listening to this episode, you can check us out on YouTube and you can see my pajamas and Nico's ridiculous Jägermeister onesie.
This shit's awesome.
It's dope.
What you talking about?
And you can see our cool setup at home. And if you were watching this episode, you can also listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate and review, like, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.